Πριν την έναρξη του event Shaping the Future, the Super App Advantage for Your Business, έχουμε τη χαρά να φιλοξενούμε εδώ στο κανάλι της Ναυτεμπορικής την Cristina Constandache, Chief Revenue Officer της Rakuten Viber. Cristina, welcome to Naftemporiki. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here indeed.
So, the name of the event is Shaping the Future. What does this future has in store for us, both customers and businesses?
Yes, so Rakuten Viber has been launching the concept of a super app in Europe. Obviously, super app have existed in Asia for many years now. And while we do not attempt to replicate and to copy what the others are doing, we feel that given how the consumers are behaving and looking at what businesses are looking for, there is a stronger need for collaboration between a messaging app that caters for the needs of both individuals and businesses. That means, concretely, that we have launched a suite of services that allow businesses to better interact with their customers on Viber and complete all the marketing functions from prospections to post-sales care that can be done directly through their favorite messaging app.
It was very interesting in an interview of yours, you said, and I quote you, that Greece is your as Rakuten Viber, most important market in the Central Europe. Why so? How come?
Indeed, so it's not only a market where we have over 90% penetration, meaning that virtually everyone in Greece uses Viber. It's also a market that is very dynamic. We look at the economical profile of a market and how the economy is shaping and has been shaped after COVID, post-COVID, the economical profile of the businesses in the market, and of course it makes sense to continue to invest in Greece. Greece, like I said, it's a historical Viber market, but also it's a market that is very dynamic, has known a very strong digital transformation post-COVID, and continues to grow and to evolve for the upcoming future. So,
does the fact that the market in Greece consists mostly of MSMEs, meaning smaller and minor businesses, play an important and crucial role in your decision to come and launch these services here in Greece?
We started with large enterprises in Greece, so we've been doing advertising and rich business messaging for over 7 years now in Greece, and we have seen how the consumers have responded to these tools in the app when it comes to connecting with businesses.
How did they respond?
The usage has increased a lot. Last year alone, the ad impressions have increased over 52%, which means that more and more brands have the opportunity to advertise in front of their customers. And then in terms of business messaging, we've seen an increase of 49% in terms of messages delivered last year. We've seen an increase, 7-time increase in the after or customer care chats happening in Viber. So very, very strong adoption. Well, all this to say that after we have seen these trends when it comes to interactions with large businesses, and then, like I said, bearing in mind the makeup of the country, the economical makeup of Greece, it makes sense to come up with tools that are adapted for smaller and medium businesses, where we know the financial limitations are different, the conditions and the type of tools and interactions that they are looking for are different as well. So we aim to offer solutions catered and tailored specifically for these type of businesses.
So in this kind of businesses, the so-called MSMEs, with the particular economic and financial dynamics, what are the tools that now Viber has to offer? Can you walk us quickly through them?
Of course. So as of October 2023, they benefit from a self-serve account, meaning that they create a business entity in Viber, a page that shows the nature of their business, has a business description, opening hours, any other type of information that helps customers find this business more easily. And from there, from this page, that is a self-serve account, as I was saying, they can actually manage the communication with their customers. They can give their customers updates on the orders. They can let their customers know about special promotions that they might be having. They can literally manage their commercial activity through Viber.
And do you believe that Greek business owners will respond in a good way? Do you think Greeks will use this kind of tools?
I would say that Greeks have already been using this type of tools. So since we launched the business account, the self-serve business account back in October, we've seen tens of thousands of businesses signing up. It's actually a trend that we've seen during COVID when they were using the free channels that they had at their disposal. It's just that the free channels that we had back then were not adapted for business use. So this is where the idea of coming up with a product that is specifically aimed for small and medium businesses came from. So we have tens of thousands of businesses using it. We see a lot of entrepreneurs in the service area using it, a lot of hospitality. So really, I think a very clear image or picture of the small and medium businesses in Greece.
And these tools, are they for free?
They are, of course, for free.
And then how can Rakuten Viber monetize?
But first of all, when it comes to small and medium businesses, we want to support these businesses to grow, which is why everything that we launch for them is free for now. It will always stay free, but we add extra services or value-added services that help them increase the activity as the business is growing, and this will come at a cost later on. Then, of course, we have business tools aimed at larger businesses, like the advertising and like the rich business messaging, that while they remain very competitive compared to other similar tools on the market, they are still more cost-efficient and cost-effective for the large businesses.
Do you fear, maybe, that different services could cannibalize each other, or is there a way to avoid this?
Of course, so we have first of all launched the business inbox in Greece to make sure that the business communication and the private communication are separate within the app, so the users can easily manage the business space versus the private space. And then the small businesses have certain caps in place or limits in place in order to particularly ensure the protection of the consumers. We know that when a business is very small, they are still learning most of the times about marketing and how best to use digital channels. So while we aim to accompany them, we also want to make sure that they remain respectful of the private space in Rakuten Viber and of the private communication, which remains the DNA of the app.
This is one of my most crucial questions, because we started the conversation with the fact that Super App is a new thing. It's a multi-platform where you can do anything from personal voice or written messages to interbank transactions. Do you think that an ethical question arises here? And this is, in what way can a platform like Rakuten Viber make sure that all this huge database is used in a safe, secure way and to the benefit of the communities and of the people?
This is an excellent question, and is very ethical indeed. I should start by saying that unlike some of the other messaging apps out there, we have never stored or accessed any of the private information that the consumers have exchanged. This does not sit technically on our servers, therefore, even if we wanted to, which we don't, we couldn't access it. So in that case, we are the only truly end-to-end encrypted app, messaging app. And then...
Does this make Viber Rakuten the most secure platform?
For sure. I mean, unless somebody steals your phone, there is no other way that they can technically access the messages that have been sent. It's technically impossible. And then when it comes to businesses, the businesses are verified by us. All the large enterprises are verified one by one by our teams. That's why they receive a blue tick, meaning that they have received a badge of verification. We control technically the type of messages, not the content, especially when it comes with the different type of businesses that we're dealing with. We never access the content, and we can't access the content of what is being sent, but we control the type of messages that are being sent to ensure that they are within the normal code of conduct and that there is no suspicious behavior. We also monitor the block rates, the churn rates. We monitor the reaction from the consumers that are receiving the messages. If all of a sudden you have a very high block rate for a certain business, you have to proceed very carefully and to act immediately and to ensure that the business is sending the right type of messages and there is no abuse or spam or any other type of fraudulent activity happening.
Does this level of security make it harder to do targeted advertising?
Not really. I don't think, or rather at Rakuten Viber, we don't think that you need hyper-targeted type of data in order to run effective advertising campaigns. Not at all. The targeting that we have available is based on the public activity of the users in the app, not on the private exchanges. And it becomes just as relevant because over time we see the interactions that they have with the advertising itself, and then we understand what certain IDs, because we don't have any type of private information, might be interested in, not what they want or what they are talking about, but just the interest they express. And from there, of course, we try to offer them ads that are targeted to their needs.
Okay, let's come back to Greece. I will read some stats, correct me if I am wrong or if these stats are updated. 52% growth in visibility for advertisements in 2023 in Greece. 45% growth business messages delivered. 7 times more chats for customer support. 19% growth in special offers and discount messages, and as far as revenue is concerned, 30% year over year for business messages in Greece growth. Is this current? Is this valid?
Yes,
stats?
Indeed. So even last year, after COVID, we had seen a double-digit increase in all the activities. But 2023 and 2022 really, I would say, exploded the usage for businesses. Because like I said, we saw a digital transformation happening during COVID. So what happened after, now that things have gone back to a relative normality, is that the trends continued in the same direction. People want to connect digitally with the businesses that they use. And vice versa, businesses are ready to offer digital communication to their consumers. And what better way to do it than in an app that is already installed on your phone? Like I said, in terms of efficiency and cost efficiency, the fact that Viber is already on your phone versus a business having to develop their own app, invest in all the R&D that goes with it, the maintenance and all the other costs associated with it, makes total sense because it goes in the direction of optimizing the costs, of social responsibility, of ensuring the smoothest way of contacting with your customer base.
Now, these stats that I read and you confirmed seem very positive, very good. Now, what is the goal in terms of numbers for Rakuten Viber in Greece?
While we can say in other markets that the goal is to increase the database, the goal is to increase the penetration, clearly in Greece is not the case because we already have maximum penetration. I think the goal is to ensure
Viber has the biggest penetration in Greece,
yes,
right?
Yes, so Viber has the biggest penetration in Greece. We have over 90% penetration, as I was saying. So clearly that in itself is not a goal anymore. What we want is to make sure that the tools and the products that we are offering are relevant for the Greek market when it comes to the business space and to the private space.
Sorry, I interrupted. So before Greece, it was Philippines. You launched again a suite of tools for smaller and minor and medium businesses. Do you find that different markets behave differently as far as Rakuten Viber is concerned? For example, in the USA, what is the situation there?
Of course, markets are different. When it comes to the business tools, it is our job to ensure that the tools that we launch are suitable, like I was saying, for the markets that we have. So, of course, if we launched these products in Philippines, because Philippines has a similar approach to small and medium businesses like Greece. So, it's a product that matches the country profile. US, for example, they are not biased to any messaging app particularly. They use messaging apps and they use iMessage and they use SMS based on the type of phone that they have and whoever they are speaking to. In the US, our database is made up of representative and the migrants and the foreigners that come from our core market. So we have a Greek community in the US, we have a Filipino community in the US, we have a Central Eastern community in the US. So lots of foreigners, people that are in touch with their families, people that are connected to what is happening in their home markets.
Now, do you have important partnerships, collaborations here in Greece, either with the state or organizations such as gov.gr? What is the situation here?
We have traditionally lots of collaborations with the governmental institution when it comes to public communication. So during COVID, they used us a lot to share any type of updates linked to the pandemic, of course. We have partnerships with any government institution linked to the utility space. Then we have, of course, a lot of partnerships with the banking. I don't want to name just few, so I'm not going to name any, but as a Viber user, I'm sure that you're receiving a lot of messages from your bank. So financial institutions and, of course, sports clubs. We have retailers. I would say that in terms of large enterprises, we pretty much cover the widest range of sectors.
Okay, I would like to conclude this interview with a more personal tone, a more personal question. I cannot ask you how much time you spend on Viber because it wouldn't be fair for you to answer this question. But I would like to ask you, how much time do you spend online?
I do spend a lot of time online, but actually I spend more time on Viber than online. It's one of the perks that comes with a job, I would say. But yes, I do spend a lot of time on Viber.
Is this something that worries you for the future of the societies and of the way we live everyday life, or is it something that makes you optimistic?
I personally use it. I use my phone as a utility tool. So it all depends on how you use it. It's not good to do too much of anything. That is true for social media, we know, where certain limits have to be imposed, or you need to be mindful of how you interact with the social media. But I personally think that the apps that I have on my phone now make my life easier, and that's something that I very much appreciate.
Thank you very much, Cristina.
Thank you so much.
Κυρίες και κύριοι, ήταν η Cristina Constandache, Chief Revenue Officer της Rakuten Viber.